Welcome to the Autodrom Most in the Czech Republic, hosting rounds 7 and 8 of the 2023 NASCAR Wheel and Euro Series, both EuroNASCAR Pro and EuroNASCAR 2. We focus on the Saturday races, 17 laps for EuroNASCAR Pro, 14 for EuroNASCAR 2 around a 2.6 mile, 4.2 kilometre circuit. That is very technical, 21 corners. This one is a challenge.
Hello and welcome here at Autodrom Most in the Czech Republic, and I'm here with Martin Dubek, the local hero. Must be always something very special for you to race in front of your home crowd, right?
Hello everyone, yeah, that's always nice to have the race in Czech Republic. This is not my home track, I live 4 hours from here, but yeah, this is a really nice track. I always enjoy it here because we can invite my friends, I can invite my family. I think we will have here around 120 people who will fun. So I think it's really nice to hear, but now I'm waiting what will be the weather, but just until this qualification was good, the practice is everything, so we'll see what will happen.
When you see all the fans around the grandstands and on the green grasses packed with the enthusiasm to watch EuroNASCAR races, how does it feel to be a driver in such a coliseum like Autodrom Most?
It's only if I can see the fans and visitors here during the race or quali. I cannot see them, but it always happens if you can see it there. If it's here lots of people, I think it will be here around 40,000 people. So it's always nice, and only Czech people, so that's nice.
All right, then enjoy your home race and good luck later on.
Thank you so much.
Vittorio Girelli was the pace setter in EuroNASCAR Pro on Saturday morning, bouncing once again up the order potentially as he took his first win, of course, at Vallelunga last time out. He'll be looking to capitalise. Martin Dubek, a very popular man as well, though he has some work to do on the 6th row of the grid. Martin Dubek, an interesting, almost wet qualifying session on Saturday morning, giving us this grid. Paul Dufresne alongside Vittorio Girelli, Kumpen and Bleekemolen on row 2. And Gianmarco Ercoli a little further down the grid than he would expect. And look at that launch from row 2 from Sebastian Bleekemolen. He's gone to the middle of a 3-wide situation going into the first corner. Anthony Kumpen getting a bump from Liam Hazeman. And that sends Dufresne, that sends Bleekemolen, that sends Kumpen into the gravel. Tobias Downhauer there as well, and I believe also Gianmarco Ercoli into that gravel trap on the first lap of the race. We get a look here from the onboard of Liam Hazeman, and he brakes a little bit early. I think he then lifts out of the brake and just fully contacts the back of Anthony Kumpen there. Nowhere for Kumpen to go in that situation. The race resuming then after full course yellow conditions. Lucas Lasserre has been caught napping a little bit there by Anthony Kumpen. Vladimir Osiortsis up to 3rd position. And as everything is shaken out, Martin Dubek, who started 12th on the grid, is somehow all the way up in 2nd place. He's managed to pick his way through that first lap and all of its dramas, and he's now up to 2nd place on his home turf. Vladimir Osiortsis making up some good positions as well. He sits there in 3rd position. And just coming out of the pit lane there, that's Gianmarco Ercoli. Ercoli a lap down, and with a hugely damaged car, our championship leader is going to lose significant points here, even if he can get that wounded car to the checkered flag. So your race leader, Vittorio Girelli, because we only had a full course yellow and not a full-on safety car period, that means he's got a nice lead over this battle for 2nd place between Dubek and Osiortsis. Vladimir Osiortsis has had mixed fortunes so far this year in EuroNASCAR Pro. He is, of course, in the title hunt with Alberto Nasca in EuroNASCAR 2. But we have seen flashes of that pace. You've heard Alex Cathy as well repeatedly back the Cypriot's potential and pace as a racing driver. Here he comes up the inside of a former EuroNASCAR 2 champion in the form of Martin Dubek, and Dubek demoted to 3rd position. Still, given he qualified all the way down in 12th place, still being there in the podium hunt, is potentially more than he'd have expected to have from this race. Riccardo Romagnoli, currently the leader among the challenger class, with one of the junior championship contenders, Ulysse Delso, just behind him in the battle for 7th overall. Romagnoli going a bit wide there. Can Delso find a way through? Lock up there from Romagnoli. That's surely the opportunity needed for Delso. And yes, Romagnoli goes rally crossing. Thomas de Vel goes past. I think that gives him the challenger lead. Just a slight error, but a costly one at that. Riccardo Romagnoli, Anthony Kumpen watching on from 5th position as Lucas Leclerc, currently runner-up in the championship standings, is all over the back of Martin Dubek. Dubek again not really covering the inside line. Leclerc later on the brakes gets the move done. Leclerc to 3rd position then. It seems as though Dubek is maybe just trying to keep his nose clean in this first race. Of course, he has to be back out there in EuroNASCAR 2 a little later on this Saturday. Anthony Kumpen and Neo Lambert all over the back of the number 7 Hendricks Motorsport car now. Lambert from Speedhouse having one of his best races of the season so far. Scarcely have we seen this number 40 car up in the top 5. He also used that first lap incident to keep his feet in the right place and make up some positions. Anthony Kumpen looking to make his way towards a podium finish here, with Gianmarco Ercoli having issues in this race. He's only going to get so many points out of this, cruising round at the back of the pack. It's a golden opportunity for the likes of Anthony Kumpen, who dives up to 4th position. It's also a great chance for the 3 main title challenges to Gianmarco Ercoli at this juncture, that being Kumpen, Lucas Leclerc and our race leader, Vittorio Guarelli. Dubek carrying a little bit of damage. Anthony Kumpen not able to, or Anthony Kumpen able to hold him off, however. There is Vittorio Guarelli. The fairly comfortable lead at the moment. He's just cruising around there at the front, although we'll have to worry about some of those behind. There's potential for him to get a challenge just yet. Lucas Leclerc now has a damaged car. I think he's had an incident somewhere with a back marker. And through goes Anthony Kumpen. You can see there the splitter is damaged on Lucas Leclerc's car. So I think Leclerc's struggling a bit with understeer potentially. Anthony Kumpen doesn't need to be asked twice. He moves through into 3rd position. His next target, Vladimiros Tsiotsis. Leclerc trying to hold on to the back of the 24 car. Meanwhile, Thomas de Vel and Thomas Grossonis scrapping for 7th and 8th place. De Vel leading the challenger category. Grossonis a leading light in today's race within the junior trophy element. And de Vel there really making it quite easy for Grossonis. Grossonis had good momentum coming through 18 and 19, heading towards turn 20. I think de Vel just lifted out the throttle a little bit early. De Vel focusing on that challenger class lead that he currently holds, wanting to maintain that without any drama. Tsiotsis, the leader of the junior trophy element of the race, 2nd overall. He's going to be trying to hold off Anthony Kumpen, but Kumpen once again has a good run down the main straight. He works his way down the gearbox in the PK Car Sport car and moves his way into 2nd position. Vladimiros Tsiotsis not fighting that too hard. I don't think there was much he could do, though, given the run Anthony Kumpen had. Martin Dubek also still there in the top 5, just behind Lucas Leclerc. This is a good result for Dubek, potentially at least. Tsiotsis seeing if he could get the run there out of turn 10, but I don't think there's anything he can do about Kumpen. Kumpen, who will sorely appreciate an opportunity to finish on the podium. Battle for 3rd place here then, as Tsiotsis coming under pressure from Leclerc and Dubek. It looks as though Tsiotsis might be slowing down a little bit. You've got a car in the gravel there for Fabrizio Armetta. Yellow flags are out. And now, did those two just make an overtake under yellows? It's difficult to say. This is the final lap of the race, though, and Vittorio Garelli crosses the line to win the race. Anthony Kumpen takes second, and it's confirmed by the stewards. Lasser and Dubek overtaking under yellows, so Vladimir Osiortis, despite an issue at the end of the race, crosses the line and does eventually get his third place back. Joy, though, for Vittorio Garelli and Team Blakemolen.
I did a fantastic start. I caught like 2 seconds from P1. We did a good strategy with pressures, so my car was very, very fast in the first laps. Then I had a good gap, so I managed out, with the I controlled the tires, but it got very tricky because there was debris on track, there was oil in the last corner. I had 2 or 3 moments where I said, oh my God, that was close, but yeah, important is that we took it. It's been a very good weekend so far, and let's keep it up tomorrow. We're starting P1, so let's do it.
Drama on that first lap of the race. Anthony Kumpen sent spearing into several of his competitors by Liam Hasemans.
Anthony, it was an eventful race for you, right?
I thought it was over in the first corner. We were talking about it before the start, and my start was perfect. I managed to help a bit Vittorio because he was not so good in the start. So I thought we go together. And then in the braking zone, me and Vittorio, we braked at the same point. Exactly fantastic. And then from behind somebody came, I don't know, I didn't see the footage yet. And then I went into Blakemolen, which is very unfortunate for him, but I couldn't do anything. They crashed into me. And then I was in the gravel trap. I thought my steering was a bit bent. I had no front grip anymore, but I managed to come from 7 to 2, so not so bad. Tomorrow we try to win.
Vladimir Osiortis then taking the junior trophy classification in that race. Thomas Tefel taking the challenger trophy order. We now focus on EuroNASCAR 2. And this weekend, a lot to play for in that championship.
Hello, I'm here now with Alina Leutninger and her sister, Melinda Leutninger, and they're not just sisters. You are the spotter for your sister, and I really want to know how it works, because in oval racing, we know the spotter is always on fire, trying to tell you where you are at the track, but how is it on a road course?
Yeah, so for me, it's really important, Melinda, to have also a support here on the racetrack, and yeah, for sure, she's my spotter, and that makes the whole weekend amazing for me. She helped me a lot, and she do a really great job.
But what information does she give you?
She gives me a lot of information with if other cars are inside, outside, when it goes green or something like this, and she helps me to see the track with another perspective.
For you, how is it to be up there on the spotter stand and see all the information, give it to her?
Yeah, for me, basically it's a huge responsibility I have. It's a huge task to fulfill. I love to do it. Every race has its own specialities and its own passion and emotion. And yeah, we have new situations all the time, new challenges all the time, but I love it, and yeah, we are developing and improving together.
All right, thank you so much, and have fun this weekend.
Thank you.
Vladimir Osiortis, our pole sitter in EuroNASCAR 2 then. And let's see if he can capitalise. He has the Cypriot ambassador to Czechia here with him this weekend. Certainly, Osiortis making quite the impression on his home nation, representing his country with pleasure and pride in EuroNASCAR 2. He's on pole position. He's alongside his closest title rival, Alberto Nasca. Paul Giffreau on row 2. Jack Davidson there on the second row of the grid. A great qualifying for him. Everybody heading towards the first corner. Can we stay out of trouble this time? Paul Giffreau goes a little bit wide there, as does Alberto Nasca. Two drivers having to cut through the first chicane, and they don't lose too much time as a result of that, but they will have to fall behind Osiortis. Osiortis is your leader then. It's Nasca in second place. Can Nasca hold off the cars around him. Oh, big incident further back in the pack. That is Paolo Valeri. And the 65 car, that's Riccardo Romagnoli, who had a good run in EuroNASCAR Pro earlier on Saturday. Well, it's certainly not translated into EuroNASCAR 2 there. We get a view here from Chrysonis, and that's difficult. They just ran out of space. I think Valeri going slightly further to the left than Romagnoli expected. And we didn't see it on camera, but Alberto Nasca has fallen to the back of the pack. I think something happened to Nasca on the first lap, and you can see that the order has changed significantly. Siortsis it is who leads. It is Jill Linster there in second place, Paul Duthrow in third position, Jack Davidson in fourth place, and then Patrick Schauber in fifth position. But it is Vladimiros Siortsis holding off Jill Linster into the first corner as we restart. Single file restarts this year here at the Autodrom Most. Double file restarts were attempted last year, but they almost never went well, frankly. So the race directors electing to do single file restarts this year, and frankly, I can't blame them. Look at Jack Davidson, though. Davidson to the inside of Paul Duthrow. This is the best performance we've seen out of him and out of Marco Stipp Motorsport as a whole this year. He's up into third position then. Oh, sneaking up the inside there as well, the number 69 car, Melvin de Groot, racing in the legend category, of course. Vladimiros Siortsis leading the way, though. Had such a stranglehold over the early stage of the season, but didn't really perform to the best that we know he can in Vallelunga. Looking to rectify that and start to really return the stranglehold that he had in the championship. Davidson and Duthrow line astern as they run towards the first corner. Can Duthrow find a way past Jack Davidson? He looks to the inside. Brave on the brakes there from the Frenchman Duthrow. Nicely done. Third position for the number 3 car then, Paul Duthrow. RDV competition have a lot of faith in this youngster. Is why he's also taken over the seat from Frederic Gabillon in EuroNASCAR Pro. Gabillon electing to step back and mentor his less experienced compatriot. Martin Dubeck currently fighting to move up to 7th position. Roberto Benedetti just ahead of him. Dubeck struggled in both qualifying sessions in what were mixed conditions on Saturday morning. Dubeck carrying nice speed there through the final corner of the lap. Can he find a way past Cal Racing's Roberto Benedetti? Benedetti looking to go defensive there, but does he leave room for Dubeck to sneak up the inside? Well, certainly Martin Dubeck thinks there's room. He dives to that inside line. Nicely done by Martin Dubeck. Thomas Dombrowski looking to get involved with this as well, one of the leading lights in the rookie trophy. Damage on his car. Inevitable to find some damage on the first lap given how tight the first few corners are. Davidson, meanwhile, now under pressure from Patrick Schauber, and Schauber manages to get through into 4th position. Nicely done there by Double V's driver. Double V Racing have a big merchandise stand in the paddock here. They like to provide for their fans, and Patrick Schauber gaining fans, gaining support, I would say, in the EuroNASCAR paddock as his talent becomes ever more evident. Patrick Schauber moving up then past Jack Davidson. Melvin de Groot under pressure from Martin Dubeck. Dubeck charging through the pack then. This is for 6th position. He looks to the inside line as they approach the first corner. He hasn't gone too deep into the turn, but he can't quite get it done. Melvin de Groot was just about far enough ahead to control the corner. Remains in 6th position for the time being. Dubeck, of course, a former EuroNASCAR 2 champion back in 2021. Reigning EuroNASCAR 2 champion Liam Haseman's not running in this category this season, but Martin Dubeck resolutely doing both championships. Here he comes to the inside line of Melvin de Groot, and that was very nice driving. Martin Dubeck carries on up to 6th position, then he carried that speed through turn 13, and he made the move stick by the time they got to turn 15. Vladimiros Siortsis simply doing everything he needs to do at the front of the order. He's maintaining that gap, maintaining that lead. over the chasing pack. Especially with Alberto Nasca well outside the top 10. This is a golden opportunity for him to extend his points lead. Oh, what a moment here for the number 18 of Claudio Remigio Capelli. Oh, he likes sideways driving, but that's a step two sideways. Into the gravel goes the number 18. That's at turn 20 by the looks of it. Yellow flags out, full course yellow. Now everybody seems to have bunched together, and that's not the intended purpose of a full course yellow. I can expect some reprimands for that. Vladimir Osiortis will not be happy. Everyone is meant to idle around at the same speed, second gear, 2,500 revs, but I don't think that's quite come to pass. It's lap 12 of 14 and the race resumes. Everybody in one big pack. Gilles Linster under pressure from Paul Giuffreau. Giuffreau goes around the outside. Carries a speed through 21. That was very nicely executed by Paul Giuffreau. Linster now has to worry about Patrick Schauber and Jack Davidson, but he's also trying to get back past Giuffreau. It's almost as if they're bump drafting as they run towards the first corner. Giuffreau a bit later on the brakes there than those around him. Siortis locking up a little bit side by side for third position. Schauber trying to carry his way around the outside, and he succeeds in doing so. So Patrick Schauber demotes Gilles Linster off the podium. Jack Davidson in fifth place, or is he? Because it looks like they're almost 3 wide for P5. Melvin de Groot looking to his inside. He gets it done. And Martin Dubek may follow him through as well. Side by side between Dubek and Davidson had no room to use there. He drops down to P7. Oh, but Melvin de Groot there, losing the rear end. Tried to ask a bit too much of the tyres on turn in at turn 10. Martin Dubek trying to navigate his way past number 69, which is definitely being made wide at the moment. Can Dubek find his way past de Groot? Oh, big contact! Big contact between them. De Groot went straight on there into the gravel trap at turn 15. Hopefully he didn't collect any barrier or anything of that nature, but Martin Dubek there with a tap. I think the stewards are going to have something to say about that. However, at the front of the order, Gilles Linster pressuring Patrick Schauber, but I don't think he's going to beat him to the line. It's Vladimir Osiortis that takes the win. Giuffreau, Schauber, Linster and Davidson, your top 5. Dubek was penalised for that contact with Melvin de Groot. Ends up finishing 13th position. 6th place for Dombrowski in the rookie classification. He did well there as well. But Vladimir Osiortis once again claims a win.
It was a good race. After stressing 2 hours until we changed the gearbox, because at the last 2 corners of EuroNASCAR Pro, I lost second and third gear. So until I find that only the fourth works, we lost some places, but okay, we were P3. Now it was a perfect race, yes. We start from the beginning until the end. Stability without pushing, really. Just it was a key, the restarts and full course yellows. But we did everything right, so I am happy. Thanks to this team that in 2 hours they managed me to race, because I thought a good result in Pro, but not racing in 2, it will be such a shame.
Are you happy with the performance of Vladimiros, Alex?
Well, for sure. I mean, today he did a great job, because also in the Pro he was third, and we have a very bad qualifier, but he was quite lucky in the first corner, but he was constantly. And we suffer some problem in the last lap, and he lost the second position, but we was in the podium. And after that, in the second race, he just show how good he is and how force he is in this season. And I think that is one, if not the best driver in the NASCAR in the moment.
Big commendation then from Alex Caffey to Vladimir Osiortis, who once again sprays the champagne and extends his championship lead as well. Rookie trophy classification falling to Jack Davidson, ahead of Thomas Dombrowski in that race, and Roberto Benedetti winning the Legend Trophy. Alina Leubnegger winning the Lady Trophy classification on her return to EuroNASCAR 2. With promotion, a busy Saturday, an incident-packed Saturday. Round 7 of the NASCAR Wheel and Euro Series is in the books, and they do it all again on Sunday for Round 8.